Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel and to today's video all about which ACCA option paper should you pick. Now we have today Ayrton, who has currently done one, hang on, have you done one option paper?
One option paper.
You've done what?
Two of the strategic professionals.
One option, two strategic professionals, so he is in the process. And of course myself, where I've picked my two option papers. I failed them first time, but then we came back to pass them second time round. So we're going to have a little walk and talk through the different options. So we've got APM, AFM, Advanced Audit Assurance, and Advanced Taxation. I hope this little recording will help you out which one to pick. So Ayrton, introduce yourself and let the viewers know as to which exam you've done and which one you're thinking about doing.
Yeah, so as James mentioned, I'm an ACCA student. I've done 11 of the 13 exams, so I'm on my way to being an affiliate very soon, hopefully. So the options paper that I have passed is Advanced Performance Management. The next option paper that I will be taking is the Advanced Audit and Assurance paper. So yeah, working towards that.
Spot on. And I took the Advanced Audit and Assurance paper, sadly failed it first time. Passed the second time, helps. But the Advanced Taxation paper, again, one of my option papers, sadly failed it first time, but passed second time, for the pure honesty of the channel on here. But in first things first, Ayrton, the first key tip for people watching this, if you're going to do Advanced Audit Assurance, should you do SBR first of all? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've just passed SBR and I'll be doing Advanced Audit sort of in the near future, whether it's September or December sitting. I'm not sure yet what order I'm going to do them in, but that is definitely the order I would go for. SBR, you've got all your accounting sort of standards that you need to be able to talk about, and sometimes the calculations. Advanced Audit is just going to sort of consolidate that knowledge. If you sit them together, you're probably lacking from that benefit of knowing your standards and being able to use them in audit. I would do SBR first, consolidate that knowledge, it's fresh in your mind, and then move on to Advanced Audit.
Spot on. And onto APM, which has a pass rate of about, what was it, 33%?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts for someone who's considering APM as an option?
It's a tough one. I can't sit here and lie and say that I found it a walk in the park, because I didn't. One of the things I found difficult was the lack of accounting that you needed for that paper. It was a lot of management sort of skills, learning about topics such as non-financial performance indicators and stuff like that. It was very different to all the other exams that I've sat both at university and ACCA.
Yeah, in my eyes, from my experience, if you didn't like performance management, then you really shouldn't go for APM on here.
Yeah.
I mean, consider some of the other options. I did Advanced Audit and Assurance. I never worked in an audit firm as well. It didn't, it hindered me because you have to pick out in your mind what's going on. But you're picking Advanced Audit and Assurance out, and are you working in an audit firm to help you out?
I'm not working in an audit firm. I'm working as part of an internal audit team for a food manufacturing company. So sitting audit for me is obviously the most common sense option to pick. And that's probably one of the main tips I would say. Obviously, if you're working in a field, then absolutely pick the option. If you're working in tax, you need to do the advanced tax.
Yeah, I worked in tax.
You need to do the audit, though.
Yeah, that was what I was going to allude to. That I worked in tax, accounts preparation, personal tax, company tax returns on there. It was a no-brainer for me on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in terms of the most real-world application for it, understanding tax for me, if you're there going, I don't work in tax, I don't work in audit, I really wasn't a fan of FM, the tax knowledge is the exam from ACCA that's helped and benefited me the most on there. I would say, from having it gives you a really good understanding what goes on in the working world. But we've got to talk AFM as well quickly on there for somebody who's doing that. I've got down here 40% as a pass rate. None of us have done it, but we know people who have. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so knowing people that have done it, I've been told it's very similar to sort of an advanced level of the FM exam. I really enjoyed financial management at university. One of the most enjoyable topics that I sort of learned about, but didn't sit the AFM exam. If you're probably thinking about it and you're in that position to sit an AFM exam, I'd probably think, one, did I enjoy it when I sat the FM exam?
Yeah.
And two, looking at the pass rates as well.
Yeah.
30% for APM and 40% for AFM.
Yes,
I think I'm leaning towards the AFM at that point.
Tax is around about the 40% mark as well. And for anyone who's doing advanced audit assurance like yourself, the average pass rate is how much for that?
It's about 31, 32%. So it's not great. It's not great, which just shows how difficult the option papers actually are. When you're looking at SBL and SBR, they're around the 50% sort of pass rate mark. Yeah. So all the option papers sort of fall below that scope. But I think you've got to pick something that you enjoy first and foremost, whether that's in previous studies or through your exemptions through university. And then secondly, think about what is relevant to my job, or if it's not relevant to my job now, where do I want to be in 5 years' time? You know, is it relevant to where I want to be? Yeah, and choosing on that.
Spot on. Yeah, that was one of the things I thought for advanced audit insurance. I don't work in it at the moment. I know lots of people who do. It could be an option in the future on there. But the other bit of advice is, would you do an option paper by itself or with another exam? What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, all the strategic professional exams, I cannot wrap my head around students that do more than one at a time, because I think there's so detailed, there's such a breadth of knowledge that you need for each exam. I can't see how you can cram that in and work full time as well. I think you're putting yourself under a lot of pressure and a lot of mental strain to try and do 2 strategic professional exams. They're a separate level for a reason, you know what I mean? They're the final hurdle to becoming an affiliate. I would do them one at a time and master each one.
Spot on. Yeah, and you touched on there the different levels, the standard, the increase.
Oh yeah,
it is absolutely proper, and the detail, the specific knowledge that you need, along with balancing your work-life study commitments.
Yeah.
Oh my word, it's a shock to the system.
And it really is. Yeah.
It really shows up a student who is underprepared for it as well.
Yeah, I think you've got probably another final sort of tip from myself is, if you're really unsure about which option paper to pick, is to have a read through of the examiner's report for each one and see where students are failing. And if you think that's in an area that you struggle with, then perhaps that sort of crosses that option off for yourself.
Yes, and if you're a student who's maybe sat one exam or you're in the process of it, feel free to leave a comment in the bottom as to any of your tips or advice, because if you've done AFM recently, unlike ourselves on here, there'll be students out there where there are very few resources or people to reach out to understand these things. So I completely agree with you on that. The examiner's reports, and then having a look through a few of the free resources, or if you can join a few free webinars on it, I would say would give you a bit of an insight to say, would I enjoy it? Because it's a bit of a commitment, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Yeah, try and get a flavour of the syllabus, you know, through the ACCA website, and just see if it's something that you're going to enjoy. If you enjoy the topic, you're more likely to be motivated to pass it. So,
oh yes, yeah. So, and for the honesty of this video, especially with the option papers, there are lots of late night study sessions, the early morning before work, the weekend classes, the mock papers as well, the past papers. You think you've done enough when you did some of the like advanced audit and assurance ones. You think, oh, I can get away with doing 3 or 4. These option papers, you feel like you've got to do them all just to get used to the syllabus, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as many past papers as you can. Really having a breadth of the syllabus as well. You can't sort of pick and choose topics that you think might come up, try and question spot. Don't go down that route.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll be all right. For anyone who is watching this, I hope you found it helpful, having a little walk and talk through it. As I said, if you need any advice on it, drop us a comment at the bottom, and if you let us know how you get on, or if you can share your experience with anyone else who's got the exams coming up, that's only going to help on it. But any other final bits of motivation, Ayrton, ahead of their exams?
No, good luck. Just pick the option papers that suit you the most, whether that's in your career that you're in the minute, what you're aspiring to be, and then pick something that you enjoy as well. If you've if you've got any questions on the APM or advanced audit option paper, just drop me a message. James will put my LinkedIn below the video and drop us a message. Happy to connect on LinkedIn.
Spot on. No, I appreciate that. That's really sweet. And fingers crossed this video helps, because the reason for it is we don't want you doing a paper, an option paper, that you don't want to do. That's the thing on there, because I don't know about you. Some of the books as well, you think the books were that thick previously and now they're that thick, especially advanced taxation.
Absolutely.
It'll be worth it. And look at those pass rates, look at the free resources, and just reach out to people who have done it before as well. As just, that would be my only other final tip. Have a look on LinkedIn, all these different areas. Just pop in the search bar and you'll find people on there and just say, look, this is where I work. This is how I did on the previous exams. Do you think it's right for me? And then just make the call. I think once you book the exam, then your mind goes into focus mode and goes, right, now we've got to really hit the ground running and go.
Yeah, you've really got to be committed to each option paper, because like we've already said, they're a complete jump up from the previous tiers.
Wow, we'll be fine on that. But as ever, make sure you let us know how you get on. If you've enjoyed today's video, of course, with my lovely guest Ayrton, give it a massive like and subscribe on there. And any other final words of wisdom, Ayrton?
No, good luck and enjoy it, and let us know how you get on.
Enjoy it as well. It'll be good fun. Cheers.